Hello and welcome to Tootorials. I'm Tam, and today we'll be looking at this tool over here, which is the clone stamp tool. So first I'm going to take this picture of the great clouds of the cold hydrogen in the Carina Nebula from hubblesite.org. The address for finding this picture should be on your screens now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to first double click this layer and just hit OK so we can get it into an editable layer, and then hit Control or Command J to duplicate that layer. Now what I want to do, I want to get rid of this text here. So if I zoom in, this is the text I want to get rid of. So we're going to use our clone stamp tool to clone stamp out that text. So first off, I'm going to increase my brush size by either coming up here, clicking on that little arrow and increasing it here. Make sure it's not very like completely not hard, so totally soft, because then you get a nice soft and nice soft sort of fade through between the original and the edited versions. And then you can either use your use your square brackets to increase and decrease the size. 20 looks good. Okay, so first off I'm going to hold down Alt and select somewhere possibly down here, so just click and select down there, and as you can see, the what's selected down here is now sort of showing up just through the brush there. You can see that. If it isn't, you need to come up here to Sample and make sure you have Current and Below selected, and also opacity 100, mode normal, float 100, blah blah blah. Okay, so now I'm just going to click and paint over the text. I'm always sort of clicking, painting and releasing, so I'm resampling. That way if I make a mistake I can just Control or Command Alt Z to undo it, and then I won't have to undo everything at once. So constantly changing where I'm selecting from so it looks as real as you can possibly look. Okay, so now we come to the edge here. I'm going to need to reselect somewhere around here. So I'm painting on the edge and just keep clicking to get that edge to come up a bit stronger. There, and then just painting here. Okay, so spacebar to get the handle up. You can Alt click out here and then carry on. Now when you're doing this, if there's a little feature that you want to keep, like that star there for example, make sure you try and paint round it to make sure you don't completely destroy it accidentally. Oops. Also, make sure when you're selecting you don't select for somewhere completely random, like over here for example, so when you paint it just looks odd. And this big logo, I might increase my brush size using the square brackets and then select somewhere like over here so it's far out of the way, and then just paint over it. And we can of course shrink the brush size down and soften the edges a little bit by just clicking. If where you're painting over is really varied or it changes beneath the thing you're trying to remove, there are different ways of doing that, but none that I'm going to cover in this tutorial, I'm afraid. Oops. Some of those include using the marquee tool to select a similar area and then copy pasting it over, and then You can use the clone stamp tool to soften the edges. Remember, if anywhere looks like it shouldn't be, like for example around here, you can see it repeats itself, or it looks like it repeats. You can easily change that by coming back and selecting a new piece and then just changing bits of it. Okay, and it looks like we are done. So if I zoom out, you can see we've gone from this to this. And that is the clone stamp tool.